Yes, I'm here. Yes.
जय जिनेंद्र।
जय जिनेंद्र सर।
जय जिनेंद्र।
प्रार्थना कर लेते हैं।
Sure.
मोक्षमार्गस्य नेतारम् भेतारं कर्म भूभृताम् ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुण लब्धवे वन्दे तद्गुण लब्धवे. I bow down to the promulgators of the pathway of liberation who have destroyed the great heaps of karma, the knowers of reality, so that we all may realize the same. Yes, any questions, doubts? You are in the fag end of the 4th semester. Soon you all will be promoted to the 3rd year of Paramagam Honors course. So how is the feeling? How is the Josh?
It's
Yes, Saurabh sir, boliye.
I had a doubt, but before I put my doubt further, I want to thank you for I was listening to the Friday lecture, and you had quoted an example about when we do tapasarya and we think of food while doing upvas, we forget that the Gyan Swarup Atma is still present there. This is it was an eye opener for me because I often go through that phase, and it's pretty much once every month that I go through that phase, and now I'm understanding how to relate to it and how to overcome it. So thank you for shedding some light on that. My question today is around Anekantvad and Syadvad. So as I understand that we talk about speech as 4 aspects of speech: Satyavachan, Asatyavachan, Mishravachan, and Vyavhar Vachan. So would Syadvad be connected to all the 4, or how would we relate Syadvad with those 4 types of Vachan?
First, I'll explain Syadvad and then take up this question.
Okay.
You will get the answer as I explain.
Okay. Thank you.
Instead of me directly telling you the answer, I would like you to infer from the explanation, and then we can have a discussion on it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah. Please take up that question again.
Sure.
Yes.
And one more request, you were talking about on Saturday's evening class at Prakrit about you're going to share something important. Yeah.
That also you can see at the end of the class.
Okay. Okay, we'll do.
During the flow of the class, I will do it. Otherwise, you will have to ask me later.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Otherwise, how are you people applying Mokshmar, Prakasha, Krambad, Paryay, and now Syadvad, these topics? How are you applying in your day-to-day life? What life-changing practical things are you doing? If I can ask you people, any 1, 2, 3 examples where, oh yes, it just hit you and you were very happy about it.
I just want to share that now if any situation is there, I don't get angry on any person now, less angry, because I start thinking from the other person's viewpoint. And I think I don't get too judgmental. That's the change.
This is Rajul, I think, talking. Rajul, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
recognize your voice now. Little.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you don't get angry, you're able to handle the situation. You're happy or you're not happy?
I'm happy because I'm very peaceful. I'm happy because I'm very peaceful and I'm not judgmental. So I'm happy with myself.
So what changes people observe in you, around you? What people comment about you? You have changed.
People don't comment because I'm not a very, very angry person, but still these small things, I feel better. Like, I may not be vocal, but inside me also, I'm not judgmental or angry with the person.
Okay, okay. So what
that-
remains is peace. You remain with peace. Very
Yes,
good.
yes,
So you
yes.
have created peace.
Yes,
So you
with
have been a
myself.
good human resource. You have been a good human resource, at least for that little family that you belong to and to your own self.
Yes, and
Your HR,
patience
your HR quotient has increased.
increase. Yes, and very patient then you become, you don't react or whatever,
So you have been resourceful for your own self.
Yes,
Very,
ma'am.
very
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
See,
Thank
people know they want to be resourceful for the whole world, but they forget
you.
their own little self, which is very, very, very important. All Tirthankars gave importance to their own true self. So we
Yes,
have taken
ma'am.
one step towards that. Very good.
Yes.
So whether you remain peaceful or not, that again is determined in Krambad. But
Yes,
your
ma'am.
basic nature is eternal peace.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
Otherwise,
yes.
otherwise this little peace is giving me happiness, to rag ho jayega. Oh, I'm not at peace, to dvesh ho jayega. We have to rise above both. My
Yes.
eternal nature is peace, whether I remain peaceful or not. That acceptance is the real Purusharth. And then inch by inch experiencing it, manifesting it, that is again the Purusharth. You understand? Then you reach that state of Gyan and fulfillment and bliss and moksha and whatever name you want to call it. It is here and now. Yes.
And also because this gives us a lot of happiness, because when you follow Kramban, you're doing your best. Ki, yes, I want to achieve this. But hoega ke nahi hoega, at the end of it, you accept it. Ki, okay, I have done my best, but yeah, it's okay. This situation was going to happen. So I think it also gives you that
Acceptance. It gives
acceptance.
you
Yes.
acceptance. Yes, the
And
sense
keeps
of
you happy.
acceptance.
Prevents
People,
any form of depression also, or sadness.
very good, very good. Yes, anybody else would like to share? Then we'll start the class.
Jai Janendra ma'am, Aarti here.
Yes,
Ma'am, it
Aarti.
looks as
Why
if
don't you all? Why don't you all switch on your video at least and talk when you're talking?
ma'am, I'm having Madras side conjunctivitis.
Acha.
So,
Okay.
इसके लिए, it looks as if whatever we are learning, to check, I think whether I'm able to understand or implement. Life is throwing, it's like I'm giving examination of life, because whatever we are learning, वैसे ही हो रहा है. What we learned in Moksha Marg Prakashak, that there is two types of tolerance. Samyak drishti ka tolerance and mithya drishti ka tolerance, that is so well understood. Okay, now it's like no matter what people are talking about me, and the example that you gave, that was a small little example. The girl who met you in the lift in your apartments, and she told you, nani aake
गाली देता है.
the classmate or somebody is using bad words, abusing, and you said if you don't take from this 1 year and take out from that year, all that will be with that. So it's like I'm implementing that. Yes, maybe because of karma, things are not going the right way, but it's like, okay, mujhe aake gyata drishta hi banna hai. It's not very easy. Every time it's not very easy to just tell, okay, gyata drishta. At times I do react, but your one statement that let's not react, respond, because when we react, it will be impulsive. So when I sit down and realize the situations where I reacted, I made things worse. The situations where I did not react and maybe responded later, it was very, very peaceful, and I was in a better state of mind. And suffering is not because of the Vedaniya karma, it is because of the Monia karma. Because from 2 months non-stop, one after the other, something or the other is happening at home or to me. Like now, I'm having the conjunctivitis, but I'm not feeling the pain, because ऐसे लग रहा है it's not मेरी आत्मा को कुछ नहीं हो रहा. Maybe yes, the eyes are paining or whatever it is. Pain is not for me. मेरी आत्मा को कुछ नहीं है. My atma is also like Siddha Bhagwan. Your words, ma'am, it just goes and hits inside. So it's all practical Jainism that you're teaching, and we cannot thank Jinwani Mata and Priya ma'am for all this, because exams may no matter what marks we're going to get, but this nobody else was going to teach us. And no, it's all getting stored inside us into every cell. So I take this opportunity. I think everybody who is under you has gone through tremendous change, and I'm sure we are going to evolve as we are going to move step by step ahead. It's going to be challenging, ma'am, but when you are there, we can just move on. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, you have to tell yourself, freedom is my birthright. Like that,
Yes.
we have to say, enlightenment is my birthright and I'm going to have it.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yes, it is the birthright of every jeev. Keval Gyan, Moksha, liberation, Sukh is the birthright of every jeev. And we are going to move towards that. Thank you. For your conjunctivitis, I would like to say it is the heat in your body that is accumulated in your eyes.
Okay.
For that, you have to detox. आपका पूरा indigestion है. Indigestion के कारण वो toxins have stored in your eyes.
Okay.
So you have to, again, नहीं तो अभी तो swelling is here. Itis means swelling. Swelling is in your eyes. Next, it will be somewhere else. Next, it will be somewhere else.
Okay.
You will heal over here taking medicines. It will go and settle somewhere else unless and until you remove it from the root.
Okay.
So you should detox.
Okay. Okay.
So there are a lot of tips for that. 3 days be on a raw diet, fruit diet, juice diet, sattvic diet, and all oily food, sugar, salt, ras parityag. Come to a bland sattvic diet.
Okay, ma'am. We'll try.
And Gili Patti on the eyes.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Gili Patti on the eyes, and then hot foot bath.
Okay.
Hot foot bath. That will improve the blood circulation there. And hot foot bath bhi zyada garam mat lena. Already body mein heat is circulating. So mild hot.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, yes. हाँ, देखो बॉडी को वेदना हुई है, बॉडी में रोग आया है, तो बॉडी, यू हैव ब्रोकन द लॉज ऑफ द फिजिकल बॉडी, सो द पनिशमेंट इज डिसीज. You break the laws of Atma, the punishment is karma. You break the laws of the mind, the punishment is negativity, anxiety, depression, and all these things. So the whole universe is governed by laws. Whether it is your physical body, your soul, everything, the universe, everything. And Paramatma is one who knows all the laws, not the one who manipulates the laws. He's only a knower of the laws. And he will not do anything because the universe is designed in such a way that the soul is a knower and seer and not a doer. But we have this Karta Buddhi that makes us go round and round in Sansar. So first what we have to do is we have to uproot the Karta Buddhi. And finally, in the last birth, Man Vachan Kaya will be arrested. First, this Buddhi goes. Mamatva Buddhi goes, then Mamatva goes. Understand? The Karta Buddhi goes, the doing thing ceases. I told you about the fan, no? The one fan you switch on, it is running. One fan is running after you have switched off, but that is running to stop. So all our Man Vachan Kaya are running to stop ultimately. When we uproot the Karta Buddhi. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Is it clear? But now, without uprooting the Karta Buddhi, you want to arrest the Karta Bhav and remain in Gyata Drishta Bhav, it will not be possible. Understand that your basic nature is Gyata Drishta Akarta. And don't think only when you are practicing Gyata Drishta Akarta, you are Gyata Drishta Akarta. Even when you're doing everything, you are actually an Akarta. That we are going to see from now from Syadvad point of view. Yes. So Syadvad will say, even when you are a Karta, you are not a Karta. And even when you are a Karta, you are a Karta. We are going to see all such things from now on. Okay?
Yes.
Good, good, good. Yes. Anybody else would like to record something?
Ma'am.
Yes, Sonal.
I always think of being a Gyata and Drashta. But I feel I'm becoming selfish also. If I'm
Hmm.
not involved in it, I get confused.
So we have to be spiritually selfish. आत्मा के पास रहना ही selfishness है.
Yeah. Then I feel,
Not,
am I?
not I want everything for Sonal. Not that selfishness. सोनल को कुछ नहीं चाहिए, वो हो गया सेल्फलेसनेस. लेकिन सोनल की आत्मा को केवल ज्ञान चाहिए, सुख चाहिए, तो वो सेल्फिश तो हमें बनना ही पड़ेगा, है ना. लेकिन सोनल को पैसा चाहिए, कार चाहिए, बंगला चाहिए, वो सेल्फिशनेस नहीं चाहिए, वो हमें वहां पर हमें सेल्फलेसनेस चाहिए. इवन तीर्थंकर भगवान, when they became spiritually selfish, then they gave everything. जिसको जो लेना ले लो, सब छोड़ छाड़ के हम जा रहे, सेल्फलेस हो गए, वहां पे सेल्फलेस हो गए, है ना. तो अब आप सेल्फ को किसके साथ रिलेट करते हो? आत्मा के साथ, तो सेल्फिश होना टिक मार्क डालो, बड़ा टिक मार्क डालो. लेकिन अगर आप सेल्फ को सोनल के साथ, बॉडी के साथ, माइंड के साथ रिलेट करते हो, तो वहां अपरिग्रह प्रैक्टिस करो, सेल्फलेसनेस प्रैक्टिस कट करो. वहां पे जो जो परिग्रह आ रहा है कट करो, वो भी ऊपर ऊपर से नहीं, अंदर भाव से, समझ के साथ. हाँ बोलो, और कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं आप?
No, I'm talking of family attachment towards children. That's what I'm saying. Supposing something is happening to them, should you be detached or attached? That's
very good, very good. It is, see, we, आप हिंदी थोड़ा समझते हैं. आप जिस भूमिका में हैं, you are in the bhumika means you are in the backdrop of a shravak, you are not a sadhu, so you cannot practice that complete detachment. Neither should you attempt right now. You will fumble and fall. Neither should you attempt. If you want that detachment level, then you should become a muni. But are we ready to be a muni? We are not. We don't have the tools to be a muni. That is what we are trying to gather. Okay, so first thing. Second thing is, when children get affected, definitely you will be affected. But understand that Sonal, the body and mind is getting affected, not Sonal, the soul. वहां पे भेद विज्ञान करो. Keep your राग, ये बच्चों का राग है, but मैं तो ज्ञान हूं. And let that rag do what it is doing. Whatever your duty towards your family, children, do it, but don't have that aham buddhi with it. Don't tell I am doing it. Even when you're doing it, understand that you are not doing it. Understand. Don't give it up totally in that understanding. Oh, I am the soul, I'm not supposed to do all this. Isse karam bandhan hota hai. Don't apply over there. There, what the situation demands, your vivek will guide you what to do over there. But with what bhav you do, that determines bandh or moksha. What you are doing is not the determination of bandh or moksha. If you do with that aham buddhi, mamatva buddhi, then there is immense karmic bondage. Otherwise, there is mild karmic bondage which can be handled very soon, which can be tackled very soon. But if you have that aham buddhi, mamatva buddhi, and andari andar you get affected by it, that means the attachment is immense. Even watch that. If all these things come inside, watch all that and say, I am the knower and seer. I'm not the one who is all this, doing all this. All this rag is like a natak. It's a play, and I'm doing a role play. And this is the role that I have to play. But I am the one who is watching this role. I'm watching this drama. How Siddha Bhagwan is sitting up and watching, like that I am also sitting and watching. And what is expected of you? See, I'm watching, that is at the determination level. But at the physical level, you are in the family situation. Whatever comes your way, you have to go through that as your karmic uday and put it in Nirjara account. Okay, and don't get associated with it. Even if you get associated with it, okay, in Krambad Paryay, this was to happen. Accept it. And then again, the next moment, I am a pure soul. I am a knower and seer. Like that, come and visit your soul again. in that little gaps that you get. Again, your mind will go out. I have to do the kitchen work. I have to do the housework. I have to do the office work. Then keep telling yourself, hey, Jeev, when will that day come when I will detach from all these and come home completely? Keep giving those affirmations and auto suggestions every now and then. Every now and then, keep giving those, keep feeding your soul with such sublime thoughts. No negativity, no negativity. Even if Krodh has come, accept it. In Krambat Paryay, this was to happen. But I am a knower and seer. I'm not the doer. That doesn't mean keep doing anger, keep doing lust, keep doing this and keep telling I'm a, no, not that way. Not that way. There's a very thin line of difference between being on the right side and the wrong side. देखो इधर है ना, अंदर मट्टी है, देखो पूरा मट्टी है, वो हटा दो साइड में, उस साइड में भी, इस साइड में भी. Okay, dear. Am I loud and clear? Do you get an insight? Yeah. See, we are all in a tunnel and there is light at the end of the tunnel. But inside the tunnel also, light would have been there had this tunnel not been there. So accept that light. That the tunnel is the avaran on the Gyan Darshan Atma. But light is everywhere. I am in the tunnel of karma, kashai, but I am beyond. I am that light. I am that light, which is everywhere. I have created these kashai and karma tunnels, mind ka tunnel, vachan ka tunnel, kaya ka tunnel. So I am not able to experience that light. Clear? But light is everywhere. I am light. Light here means Gyan ki Jyoti, Gyan ka Prakash, not this light, tube light, candle light, wo light nahi le. But Atma is so abstract, without these material things, you cannot express it, you cannot explain it. Because it's a subject of experience. Okay? Yeah, Sonal. Yes, anybody else? Shall we start the class? नहीं तो इसी में टाइम पूरा हो जाएगा, क्लास रह जाएगी. नेक्स्ट संडे क्या आ रहा है? I'm here only, yeah. उसके next Saturday, Sunday, I will be in Delhi for an international conference on spiritual sciences. Then in December, I'll be in Adoni. Anybody interested can join me in Adoni for 3 days. It is a shivir for 400 women. I told you I took classes for some Murti Pujak Sadhvijis. I'll be there in Adoni. It is 6 hours or 8 hours journey from Chennai, Maharashtra. And anybody around Maharashtra can join. And then on January 6th, I have a lecture on fasting and spirituality for 16 or 13 people from Denmark. So I don't know if you can join there or not. I have to check out. So I'm working on that article, fasting and spirituality. And then I'll be having, I told you about my January end visit. That is about all women's conference at Vatican, Rome. So that's I've told you. And then, yeah, this conference at Delhi, I've sent the message on our alumni group and all. So I'm working on an article, downgrading the soul, factors that downgrade the soul and factors that upgrade the soul without using the Jain terminology. Without using much of Jainism, I have to talk about this concept. So it's very challenging for me. So every now and then the Jain concepts only will come. And how you filter it and do, I don't know why, the world doesn't, I mean, they're so skeptical about the Jain terminology. They feel, their mithyatva will go off. They want that mithyatva, so they don't want to leave it. So they are apprehensive about Jains and Jainism and all that, आपको अपरिग्रह दे देंगे हाथ में, परिग्रह ले लेंगे, अहिंसा दे देंगे, हिंसा ले लेंगे. People are, see, even had we not got this Jainism, even we would have been like this, attached to our illusions, attached to our delusion, attached to our attachment and all these things, So no, nothing big that we are doing. We are also in that same boat as they are. We are talking about it. They are not talking about it. They are with it. We are also with it. So no big deal. Okay. Chalo. Yes. So
Ma'am,
we are
when are you going to Adoni, ma'am? What are the dates, ma'am?
New Year, 31st, 30th, and 1st. Join. If you can join, join.
Okay.
Because there, no, I'll be talking a lot about physical health, mental health, and spiritual health. Come there. And it's a forest area. It's a forest area with a beautiful Pachnath image. Adoni is a very big Tirth for the Murti Pujak group. So
We'll try, ma'am.
the Sadhvijis are arranging there, and I'll be taking class for 10-15 Sadhvijis also. Okay, so wo bhi chalega, ye bhi chalega. And my sister Pramila is also coming, who will be doing lot of healing. She'll be doing lot of healing. She's going to teach them healing techniques and all those things. Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Shall we start the class now? Do I have your permission? Yes. All of you, please take this book. I'm going to read through the pages and explain them. So as I read them, you all will be following me. And even if you don't have the English book, don't worry. Each and every word of this chapter, I'm going to teach you. So there are 2 chapters that we have to do, Saptabhangi and Anekantvad Syadvad. So first I will do Anekantvad Syadvad, and then I'll move to Saptabhangi. Okay, the reverse order I'm doing. Because Saptabhangi is at the tail end of Syadvad. Saptabhangi comes at the tail end of Syadvad. So I will do it later. But here they have given Saptabhangi. They have a reason. I don't want to go into that right now. Otherwise, if I follow the logic of this book, then first I should teach you Nayavad. Complete Nayavad I'll teach you. But that is not the syllabus for your course right now. Naya also we are going to study, but it will wait for some time. Okay, now this book, all of you take to page number 425. And if you have it, if you transcript what I'm telling, that will become the translation of this chapter. So somebody please translate this chapter. Those who know Hindi, those who know English, you will quickly transcript, or if possible, you can switch on the transcription of this Zoom ID. You will get the क्या बोले transcript आपको मिल जाएगा, and then you can edit it, and then you can have the क्या बोले you can have the editing, and then you can have the translation ready, and that will be useful for the upcoming batches. If anybody is interested, can do this work, and this translation itself you put it in your journal. आपका journal writing में you do it. We'll tell Swanubhuti ma'am to take it from there, and you can also give it in a Word file. Then I'll edit it, fine tune it, and then we can. Okay, so quickly we'll start now, and I've given you some prelude in the last class. So I'll try to finish this chapter in 2 classes, and then we'll do Saptabhangi in 1 class. So इसमें अपना 3 class हो जाएगा, and then we'll have 1 more class. 1 week I'm not available. So December में 1 week I'll not be available. As I told you, I'm going to Delhi. So that class, if you want, I can catch up sometime later. Okay, chalo. Now, first of all, Acharya Samantabhadra says that Syadvad is related to Nayas and Saptabhangi. Okay, now the 4 pillars of Jain logic are Anekantvad, Syadvad, Nayavad, and Saptabhangi. All big words. Don't worry, I'll make it simple. You have to, how many of you have already studied these topics before? Like I can say Shobha madam, Ram sir, Guna madam, Malar madam, they all have studied these topics in the MA Jainology level. Even they are going to get lot of things over there. Okay, and those who have not studied, they are also going to get. So even if you have, and I'll tell you one more thing, please note down the lectures of Sumat Prakash ji, Sanjeev ji Godha on Anekantvad Syadvad. And there is one e-book of this book, of this chapter, e-book hai, by Anubhav Shastri. Just Google Anekantvad Syadvad, Anubhav Shastri e-book. It will come up. And as you have this book before you, you can listen to him. In Hindi it is. You know what e-books are. I don't have to explain to you.
Ma'am, who's the
Somebody-
author, ma'am?
Author is Hukamchandji Bharal.
No, the
And
e-book ka?
E-book ka presenter is Anubhav Shastri. Very nice boy. And he's a boy to watch, a future Pandit. Anubhav Shastri, Jinesh Shastri, so many Shastris. There are more than 1,000 of them. You see, we all are doing the Shastri course as an honors course. The same course they have done over there with all the Sanskrit, Prakrit and all lot of things added on to it. So you're all 1/4 of the Shastri course that they do over there. So if you really like these studies, go to Todarmal Smarak for 2-3 years and again study over there. Go deeper and deeper and deeper. It'll be a very good journey. Okay, chal. So the 4 pillars. So enough of sources that I've told you. You can refer to them. E-book, then lectures by Sumat Prakashi, by Sanjeevji Godha, by Hukamchandji Bharal on these topics. Okay, and then they will be add-on to what I'm teaching, or what you fail to miss in my class. Maybe you will get it over there. Maybe things will hit you from when you listen to them, or when you listen to that and then you listen to me, it will hit you. Okay, like that. Chal. So Acharya Samanta Bhadra, where does he say this? He says over here in Aptamimamsa. Syadvadaha sarvathai ekanta tyagat kim vritta chiddvidhi saptabhanga nayapeksho heya deya visheshakaha. In Sanskrit, in footnote, it is given. Okay, so Syadvad helps us to conquer all bias, one-sided views and prejudice. There is a difference between bias and prejudice. Mera so sacha is prejudice. What is mine is the truth. That means you're biased also, and you have great ego about it. That means you're prejudiced. Jainism is true, all other are false. This is also ekant. So there is one beautiful quotation which says, Pakshapato na me vire, na dvesha kapiladishu, yukti mad vachanam yasya, tasya karya parigraha. I have no pakshapat, I have no bias for Mahavir, nor do I have any hatred for Kapil and other philosophers. But whoever has told the truth, yukti mad vachanam yasya, whoever's words are right, are talking about the truth, revealing the truth, tasya karya parigraha. Parigraha means I accept. That. Karya means I accept. Tasya, that work I accept. So we have to broaden our horizons and come closer to truth, and not be just biased with Jainism or have remorse or hatred for other philosophers. If they are talking about the truth, I accept it. And if you fail to understand Jainism in the right way, I have the right to question. If I fail to understand Jainism the way it is, I have the right to question. Okay, when we were children, we used to ask questions to our parents, or our children used to ask questions. And we would say, no, 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 you have to follow this. Don't ask questions. We curb their curiosity. But in my class, I rather tell you to be curious. What is the nature of the soul? What is the nature of Keval Gyan? Had we been really curious about it, we would have got it. We have not been curious about it. Or we have not been curious enough to get it. Supposing you have lost your keys, you're curious to find it. But had you been really curious, you would have immediately found it. Right? And sometimes even if you're curious enough, and only when you have to find it, you will find it. Both the things are there, no? Both the things are there. I'm desperately searching for my keys, but only when I have to find it, I'll find it. That doesn't mean I stop searching. I keep searching and I keep telling I'll find it in good time. Don't worry, be happy. Like that. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is the 4 pillars of Jain logic, Jain epistemology. I've already told you about philosophy, the branches of philosophy, epistemology, logic, everything. So now the pillars. Now, whenever we discuss about Naya, here the whole book is about Naya, no? He says that we have to discuss about Saptabhanga, Anekantvad, and Syadvad. So he's starting this chapter. Okay, so we have already discussed Saptabhangi and Naya in the previous chapters. That is what this author is telling. But here we will understand that Naya we will do in the next semester and Saptabhanga we'll do in after 2 classes. So he is going to concentrate on Anekantvad and Syadvad in this chapter. Now the discussion starts. Okay, now first of all, what is Anekantvad? Vastu ka swarup, the nature of any substance is multi-dimensional. For this, if when you go to Pandit Sumat Prakashji's class on Anekantvad and Syadvad, class matlab lecture, he explains it like this, and I would like to emulate him. I request you all to stop your writing and look at me. He uses his 2 hands and he says, watch me. I'm also telling you, watch me. Then he says that this left hand is Anekantvad and this is Syadvad. Okay. And then he says, Anekantvad is the nature of reality. Whether you accept it or not, know it or not, believe in it or not. That multifaceted reality, multi-dimensional reality is the nature of any substance. Anekanta. And Syadvad is the Shaili matlab style of understanding this multi-dimensional reality. In the same way, Nayavad is also a doctrine to understand this multi-dimensional reality. And Saptabhangi is the 7-fold predication statement which you use to express what you have understood through Nayavad and Syadvad. Through Syadvad, what you have understood about this, how are you going to talk about it? How are you going to tell about it? So you will have the 7-fold permutation combination in which you can talk about that multi-dimensional reality. They are the Saptabhangi. So without understanding Syadvad, I cannot explain Saptabhangi. So I choose to explain Saptabhangi after explaining Anekantvad and Syadvad. So Anekantvad is reality. Syadvad is the view and relatively you talk about it. Okay, relatively you talk about it. That is Syadvad. So whenever I say Anekantvad, you have to see here in your mind, in your Gyan. And when I say Syadvad, you have to see here. In reality, there is no Anekantvad, there is no Syadvad. There is no Nayavad in this. This Nayavad and Syadvad are in the eyes of the onlooker, are in Shrut Gyan. Ye Shrut Gyan ka ansh hai. And when you have this Nayavad, Syadvad, your Gyan becomes Shrut Gyan. Otherwise, it is Shrut Agyan. And when it is Shrut Agyan, it is Mithya Gyan, it is Mithya Darshan Gyan Charit. Okay, so now this reality, it is not Jain reality, it is reality, which is beyond all labels, beyond all isms, beyond caste, creed, religion, gender, nationality, everything. It is beyond everything. So we call it as transcendental, as well as it is present everywhere. That is immanent. Our Atma is immanent. Keval Gyan is immanent as well as transcendent. You have to go beyond the senses and the mind to reach that reality which is immanent as well as transcendent. Immanent matlab vyapta. Transcendental means atindriya. Beyond indriya. So Syadvad, Nayavad, these will help you to experience the transcendental reality, which is immanent as well as it is immanent, transcendent. Okay, so vastu ka swarup, हाँ मुझे बुलाओ मैं आती हूँ, डाल के मुझे बुलाओ मैं आके बंद करती हूँ. हाँ, तो वस्तु का स्वरूप, वस्तु मीन्स द यूनिवर्स बोलो, आत्मा बोलो, षड द्रव्य बोलो, रियलिटी बोलो, तत्व बोलो, whatever name you want to use, but understand vastu means substance, living thing, non-living thing. That thing is called vastu. That thing is having multi dimensions. For example, when I say sugar box, shakkar ka dabba, ram ka palang, shakkar ka dabba means what? When we say shakkar ka dabba, what do we understand? That the box is made of sugar, or the box that where the sugar is kept.
Sugar is
So even though we are saying ghee ka dabba, ghee ka bartan, but we know that the bartan, that vessel is made of steel, and it is the container in which the ghee has been kept, that I have to pick it up. So even though we are saying something, but we are understanding something else, no? Right? So when I say Ram ka bistar, Ram ka palang, but the palang, the cot is made of wood. The cot is made of wood. But when I say Ram ka palang, it means the bed that Ram uses. So even though we are saying something, we are meaning something else. We have, like for example, you go to the pharmacist and you say, please give me a tablet for headache. And if he really gives you a tablet by which you will get headache, what will happen? But you're saying, give me a tablet for headache, or give me a tablet for fever or stomach ache or whatever it is. I don't know whether
Are you all hearing, or has it stopped only for me?
She's
It stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, it stopped. It stopped.
Okay.
Yes, it is stopped.
Ma'am's net is gone.
In this, I just have a doubt. In this, which book have we got? Because I don't know if I got this book. The thin one or the fat one?
Nyaya Chakra.
Nyaya
It's a
Chakra, is it? Okay.
It's a big Hindi book of
Okay,
some 500 plus pages actually.
No,
Okay.
even I did not
There's no
receive this.
English version.
I have one extra. If anybody wants, I can send it. Send me your postal address. I'll post it for you.
Okay.
English one?
The Hindi one, I guess.
Oh, okay.
There is only Hindi. There is
Yeah, there's no English.
Rita, even I have an extra one, Hindi. If you want, you can pick it up from the department.
Okay, ma'am.
Or you can pick it up from Shobha, madam, whatever suits you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, all okay. So there was a network current failure. I had to switch to my another data. So vastu ka swarup. So here you have to understand elephant. This is Anekant is the elephant. And Syadvad, how are you going to describe the elephant? Two 6 blind men who cannot see an elephant. How are they going to know what an elephant is? So when we say the blind men, it is the Atma that is blinded by the Jnanavarniya, Darshanavarniya karma, the Mohaniya and the Antray karma. And that Atma is the multi-dimensional reality like the elephant. How are we going to know? And I told you last class the meaning of Anekanta. Who can repeat it for me? I gave 2-3 meanings for Anekanta. Can you recall and tell me?
Ma'am.
You can look at your book and tell me quickly.
Yes, ma'am. The first one is
Aneka, many.
Mm. I gave 2-3 meanings.
Aneka, I am Malavidi, ma'am. Aneka, many. It could 2 or 3 or more. Eka, 1.
Mm.
And
Okay.
Anek anta guna. Many to many. Anta dharma. It could be 2, 3 or 4. Aneka, infinite.
Hmm.
When you take dharma, paraspar nitya dharma. That's all, ma'am. Aneka.
Then I told lot of things.
Right meaning of 7th tattva.
Anybody else? Quickly. Hello.
One is an plus ekant, that is no one side. And second one is
Padmapriya, louder,
aneka
please. I want it to be registered in everybody's mind, so I'm telling you to repeat.
And one meaning is an plus ekant, that means no one side view. Second one is aneka plus anta, that is more than one dharma is there. And the third one is two aneka two anta, that is two refers to the paraspara viroti, that is mutually exclusive aspects. Yeah, aspects. So those are the 3 meanings of anekanta.
First of all, don't say an. Say an. In Sanskrit, an means no. Like when you say jeev, a jeev. A jeev means not jeev. So ekant means one. An ekant matlab not one. Many sided. See, vastu is many sided. So we have to have many sided views. That many sided views is called Nayavad. And when you use the word relatively, then it is Syadvad. So that Syad word, Syad means relatively. If you remove the word relatively, that means you have become Ekanta, one-sided. And you are understanding one side of the reality, and you think that that is the whole reality, then that is Mithya Darshan Gyanchar. Okay. Now, in Indian philosophical schools, it is only Jainism which talks about Anekantvad in a very loud way. Although other philosophies also have this concept, but they are not vocal about it. Like, for example, you take Vedant. You have Advait, Dvaita Advait, Vishishta Advait, and then Advait, Dvait, Dvaita Advait, Vishishta Advait. So many schools are there. So they are also having so many views about that Aham Brahmasmi, that one reality. But they think that only their view is right. But when you apply the tool of Anekantvad, you will see that all are right in different ways, but relatively they all are right. Absolutely nobody is right. That complex realities. Understand? And Buddhism, on the other hand, said that only change is real. There is no permanent reality. So they are accepting change, they are accepting permanence, but Jainism says there is permanence amidst change and change amidst permanence. You're understanding what I'm telling? This ocean is permanent amidst all the changing waves. And the waves are changing and there is a permanent ocean. Kal tak it will become. But for the Sansari, it is a wave of Mithya Darshan Gyan. And for Mithya Drishti also the wave of Gyan is coming. But he's not having the right view of it. So his Gyan is Mithya Gyan. But when we understand that complex reality, what is happening, and you have the right view of it, then it becomes Samyak Darshan Gyan. So you understand how this Anekantvad Syadvad help you to get Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra. And without the application of Anekantvad Syadvad, nobody can get Keval Gyan. So all our Guru Bhagwans, Muni Bhagwans should first of all preach Anekantvad Syadvad in their discourses. They should talk about applying these tools and understanding the Jiva Tattva, and then going to the Tap and Charitra and doing the Samvar and Nirjara and all those things. That should be the methodology of teaching at the social level, at the societal level. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, chalo. So Vastu ka Swarup, Anekantatmak. Again, giving you the meaning of the word Anekant, you write down Anekant. That which is not one-sided is Anekanta. That means multi-dimensional reality, not view of reality. Anekant simply states that there are many aspects of reality. That's all. That is only Anekant. Okay. Now you have to understand Anekant. I have told you the meaning. Now you have to split this word. Anek plus Anta. Anek plus Anta. Now write 2 arrow marks. When you take this Aneka, I've told you Ek means 1. Anek also means 2. It also means infinite. Anything between 2 to infinite is Aneka. Okay, anything between 2 to infinite is Aneka. So, but when you take the meaning as 2 for Aneka, then that Anta refers to Dharma. Right? Dharma. You have, what did just now we said? Contradictory reals. Dharma here refers to contradictory reals coexisting in the same subject at the same time. Coexisting at the same time, not one after the other. One of the ocean is Nitya and Anitya at the same time. So these are the 2 Dharma. Dharma means 2 aspects only, I can say, of the ocean. So when you take 2 Dharma, which are the, what to say, opposites, then you have to take the meaning of Anta as Dharma, Aneka Dharma. Now, another word for Aneka is infinite. At that time, Anta refers to Guna, Jnana, Darshana, Sukha, Guna in the Atma, and Varna, Gandha, Rasa, Guna in Pudgal. Now, when you say Gyan, don't take the opposite as Agyan. Oh, in Atma, Gyan is also there. At the same time, Agyan is also there. Don't take that meaning. Okay, so this is what I told in the last class. Now, when we say Pratyek Vastu Anek Gun Dharmo se Yukta, every substance, whether it is an atom or an Atma or the Shadravya or the universe. Whenever I say Vastu, you have to take all the 4. Dharmastika, Dharmastika, Akash, Kal, Pudgal, Jeev, all the 6 Dravya have many Guna and many Dharma. Okay, so there are infinite properties in the substance. So the nature of the substance is Anekantatmak, and the style by which you understand this multidimensional reality is called Syadvad, And what is the relation between these two? Write down. Dhyotya Dhyotak. They've used the word revealer and the revealed. So Syadvad is the revealer. Dhyotak. And who is revealed? The substance which is Anekantatmak. That is the Dhyotya. You can look at my finger, a hand. Syadvad is the Dhyotak, revealer. And what is revealed? The multi-dimensional aspects of reality, Aneka, Dhyotya. Okay? Yeah. Next one. This was the first paragraph. Second, like this, if I go very slowly, it will take me 10 weeks to do these 2 chapters. But I'll try. Samaysar commentary by Amrit Chandra Acharya says that the concept of Syadvad is the signature of Tirthankar Paramatma. Like just imagine Tirthankar Paramatma have written the document of reality and they have signed it with Syadvad. They have told you, understand, apply Syadvad and understand it. If you don't apply Syadvad, see, I write a document and I sign it, and the same document is written by our Prime Minister and he signs it. Which will have more value? Definitely Prime Ministers. In the same way, Tirthankar Bhagwan has written a document and he has not signed it. Does it have any value? Will you say that it is Tirthankar Bhagwan ka? So you have to have the signature of Tirthankar, and that signature is Syadvad. So we are also understanding Jainism, but without the signature of Tirthankar Bhagwan. So we have not understood the message of Tirthankar. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So
Yes,
he
ma'am.
says, now I would like to use the word that he has used. Syadvad, which has the capacity to reveal the nature of reality, is the Arhat Sarvagya ka askhalit nirbad shasan hai. Askhalit means infallible. Nirbad, eternal. Shasan, shasan means rule or law of the Paramatma. Syadvad says that all vastu are anekantatmak. Now you have to write down a few words they have given over. Tat, atat, sat, asat, nitya, anitya. Like that, we will have 14 things. We will have 14 things. Tat, atat, sat, asat, ek, anek, samanya, vishesh, bheda, bhed, etc., etc. So these kya bole, opposites coexist. Like tat means it is, atat means it is not. So a substance is and is not at the same time. So who are we as a person? See, in Christianity, they have a very big study called the study of person. What is the person? When I see Jainism, there's a lot of details about it. What do you mean to say when you say I? Is it I, the body? Or I, the emotions? Or I, the karmic body? Or I, the soul? All 4 things, no. This I refers to all the 4. So one is the lower ego, one is the higher ego, one is the real ego. So again, all this ego study becomes a study of psychology. Because in psychology, they don't accept a permanent Atma. They only talk in terms of psyche, ego, and all these things. So Western science, Western psychology, modern psychology, they are not actually guiding mankind towards the real happiness. They do these. See, in our university, we have 2 psychology departments. One is HR psychology and one is counseling psychology. So they have deviated from the path of spirituality. Even though when you study them, they will be talking about it, but they're not very explicit about it. They're not explicit. Even they'll be talking about it, but they will not be explicit. My daughter has done psychology. I've seen her psychology lectures and lessons. They also start with Aham Brahmasmi. But what is that Brahman? They forget, and then they go to addiction, then they go to depression and all, how to tackle these social evils, they go and end with that. Okay, so you understand how limited things are served in our educational institutions. Okay, so so this is about the first page. Now I go to the second page. Second page, the full part I've just explained through Aneka, Anta, Vada, that I've already given it to you. So it appears that there is Virodha. How can you say I am and I am not at the same time? What do I understand? So Shankaracharya, he also did not understand this Syadvad. He told it as Shayadvad. Perhaps I am there, perhaps I am not there. Maybe I am there, maybe I am not. So like you have the example of a lady who is a mother and a daughter. So it is relatively she's a mother, relatively she's a daughter. With respect to her mother, she's a daughter. With respect to her daughter, she's a mother. It's very clear. Now you remove that word relatively. That is Syadva. And you put perhaps and maybe. So perhaps she's a mother, perhaps she's not. That means you're not sure. You're ambiguous. You don't know what it is. So he told that the Jains are all mad people. They are all fools. They don't know what they are telling. Sometimes they are telling perhaps a thing is there. Sometimes they are telling perhaps a thing is not. आप सोच रहे हैं कितना मतलब बड़ा दंगा है ना, बाहर में दंगे होते हैं ना, उससे भी बड़ा दंगा जैनिज्म के साथ हुआ. And we Jains have not even given a fight to it. We've not given a fight to it. Okay, so here they are telling that what appears to be contradictory reals are actually not contradicting, but they are helping you to drive at the ultimate reality. So, Syat word, now listen carefully. The word Syat should be used in the dharma, not in the guna. I told you Aneka Anta, two dharma. When you're talking of two dharma, you cannot talk about it without the word of Syat. The ocean is permanent as well as changing. So two things are there. No, permanence amidst change, change amidst permanence. So there only you have to use the word Syad and not in guna. Not, oh, Atma mein relatively Gyan hai, Darshan hai, Sukh hai, relatively nahi hai. Don't end it up over there. Okay? Huh. See, in the guna, no, all these guna are there in the Chaitanya Swabhav. This all the philosophers accept. Nyaya, Vaisheshik, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, and they all accept the gunas. But this Paraspar Viruddha Dharma, they have taken one-sided views of it, and they have had different philosophical views of it. So what Syadvad does, it reconciles. And he says, hey, wait, Nyaya, you are also right, but from this point of view. Vaisheshik, you are also right, but from this point of view. Yoga, you are also right, but from this point of view. Buddhism, you are right, but from this point of view. So Jainism has no problem with any philosophy or philosophy because they have the tool of Anekant, non-absolutism. But all other philosophies, they felt that their view of reality alone is right. It is like, for example, the blind man touched the tail. And he said that the whole elephant is like a rope. If the blind man says that from the tail point of view, the elephant is like a rope, it is clear. But the blind man is blind. He can't see the whole elephant, nor has he felt the whole elephant. He's only touched one part of the elephant. And he concludes about that to be the whole reality. So when you say that Vastu is Nitya, it is one aspect of the elephant. At that same time, there is Anitya aspect also of that reality. If you fail to look at it and conclude that the whole reality is nitya, that means you don't know what you're talking. That means your knowledge is agyan. It is mithya gyan. Your shraddha is mithya darshan. And whatever you do in life will be mithya charita. And you will remain in sansar. You will remain in bond. You matlab we. We matlab our jeev. Okay. So now second point. What Kevali Bhagwan sees in his gyan is the whole reality. But without the tool of Syadvad, even he cannot express it. He also needs the tool of Syadvad too, because reality is complex and there are limitations of the speech. Even they cannot show you the whole reality, even though they can see it, even though they know it. In Keval Gyan, everything is pratyaksh. And when we apply the tool of Anekantvad, Syadvad, that reality which is pratyaksh in Keval Gyan becomes paroksh in our Gyan. The same reality you will understand in your Gyan, but in a paroksha way. And when you keep moving on that path, that same reality becomes pratyaksh to you. One finding. You understood what I'm telling? Am I clear? Anybody
Yes,
who has
ma'am.
not understood, anybody who is not following the track, it doesn't matter even if one person follows. But others, if you have any problem, please ask. Rita, are you able to follow? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
You're able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Umeshini, are you able to follow? Dhara?
Yes, ma'am.
Very few people in the class. I think after 5 years only I will remain in the class. Or Shobha madam will remain. Saurabh sir will remain. Okay.
Ma'am, I will be there.
You will be there. Okay. See, I'm so scared, with 200 people I started in Friday batch, there are 30-40 people, even though the views will be more than 200. Views aa jata hai weekly class ka. और यहाँ पर we started with 70 people और अभी 12-13 लोग हैं. I don't know how many people watch.
No, 12-13 जो है वो रहेंगे ही रहेंगे, because that is standard now. वो तो नहीं जा रहे हैं.
हाँ, तो भगवान महावीर के भी 11 ही गणधर थे, तो मैं कहाँ से बड़ी हो जाऊं?
हाँ, बड़ा.
Okay, chalo. So understood, clear. So
Yes,
Syadvad reconciles the diversities and gives you diverse viewpoints, but without having bias or prejudice for one viewpoint. Okay, so
Ma'am, sorry, I had a question. So when we say that from Kevali's Pratyaksha Gyan, we are getting it in the Paroksh manner. So Paroksh, I would understand as a sensory acceptance of the knowledge. So if it is becoming a sensory knowledge, would it not be, when I say sensory, I am looking at Samyak Gyan or Mithya Gyan. So both of them are sensory, isn't it?
Very good. Very nice question. And I appreciate you for your question. See, you have to understand, first of all, Gyan happens only by the Atma, whether it is at the Keval Gyan level or at the Sansar level. But in the Sansari level, it is channelized through the Indriya and the mind. These channels are there. Okay, and they will remain till the 12th Gunasthan. Unless and until you go beyond the Indriya and mind and have the direct view and experience of the reality, until then the Indriya and man will be there.
Right.
So when I say fire on the mountain, immediately in your consciousness, a mountain and fire is created.
Yes.
Rachna ho gayi.
Yes.
So did any Indriya do it?
No.
Did the mind do it? Everything happened in the consciousness. Gyan knew it.
Yeah.
Gyan knew it. Now, are you able to see the fire on the mountain right now?
No.
But in your Gyan, you saw it or not?
Yes.
So in Keval Gyan, the fire on the mountain, as it is happening, is reflected in their Gyan.
Right.
So, ko pratyaksh bolenge.
Right.
But now it will take time for us to go to the mountain and to see the fire.
Yeah.
It involves a process. But sitting here, you got that same knowledge or not? Fire
Yes.
is on the fire on the mountain. Aapke Gyan
Yes.
mein create hua ki nahi hua?
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
you inferred ki wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So all this happened in your Gyan.
Right.
But it is not direct to your soul. It is direct
Right.
to your Gyan, but not direct to your perception.
Right.
आपके दर्शन प्रत्यक्ष दर्शन उसका नहीं हो रहा है.
Right.
So इंद्रिय मन की सहायता से हुआ.
Right.
You applied your indriya, you applied your man. So we say this is sensory knowledge.
Right.
But it is not sensory actually.
No. Okay.
Like that we have to understand. Everything
Thank
is
you, ma'am.
pura mechanism is happening in the Gyan only.
Right.
Everything happens in the Gyan only. So when you keep applying this Paroksh Gyan, one fine day it becomes, you can see the whole universe Pratyaksh. Sitting here
Right.
doing nothing, you can see the whole thing Pratyaksh. Clearly.
Right.
So this Paroksh Gyan will lead to Pratyaksh Gyan. So
Right.
in your mati matlab in your mind matlab in your consciousness. So mind has many aspects, one spiritual way mein wo inward looking mind is called consciousness. The outward looking mind is called the mind.
Yeah.
But mind is again a seat of understanding. And that seat of understanding is the Gyan. The
Right.
Gyan is ever present, but we are all conditioned beings. So that Gyan has to be channelized through the Indriya and mind.
Right.
So we call it Paroksh.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Chalo.
Ma'am, can we say this, that Gyan is present, it's innate to a soul. It's always there. But it is not expressed because there is a Varan, that is Jnana Varni and Avaran there. So all the Shruta Gyan, that is whether you hear or you read or whatever which has been Pratyaksh told by the Kevalis in their books and things, these are the tools which remove the Avaran and bring out that Jnana from within us. And we, as normal souls, also have the Trikali, the Jnana of all the worlds. Only thing is they are all suppressed and covered like everything. And so the sensory organs like reading and hearing and everything are the Paroksh tools are the ones which will remove the Avaran and bring out this Pratyaksh Gyan from within the soul.
A very long statement you have told. Two things I will come. What you told is right. Only two things which needs to be addressed. Keval Gyan is innate in every soul from the Shakti point of view, potential point of view, but in a not manifested.
Yes.
But when you keep experiencing that Gyan, then what manifests is the innate reality. What manifests? Nothing comes from outside actually. Everything is there. Like that serpent power, like the Kundalini, everything is intact in the soul. We have never given it a chance to manifest. Because we have never acknowledged that Shakti. Okay, that is one part. Second part is, you said that the last part of your statement, I want it again. The listening, reading, all these things will help you to reach there.
It removes the avarans from all this basic Gyan.
See, these Indriya are not going to remove the avaran. Using the Indriya, you read the scriptures and you apply it in the right place and the right way, then all the avaran will remove.
Yes.
So you need the tools of the Indriya and the mind. But ultimately, they also have to drop. They are like the threshold. They bring you towards the house and then they remain outside. They remain outside. So, इंद्रियों से भी नहीं होगा और इंद्रियों के बिना भी नहीं होगा. It won't happen with the indriyas. It won't happen without the indriyas. You need the indriyas and you have to transcend them to reach the innate reality. Okay, there's no need of senses. Then let me drop them all, chop them all. That is not the meaning. You have to apply them and understand their limitations and go beyond and look at the reality which is beyond all these things.
This is the vriddha pratiti, this opposites, essential opposites.
Yeah, okay, chalo. Now, so now coming to page number 427. I've just finished 426. You can look at it. 427 says that in the subject, there are virodhi dharma and you have to apply through syadvad and you have to use two words right here. Arpit, anarpit. Ye nahi, ye. Haan, arpit, anarpit. 1 minute. बस. हाँ, ठीक है. So you have to use two words, arpit, anarpit. This is from Tattvartha Sutra. It is not given over here. It means mukhya and gone, primary and secondary. I'm giving you three words, Sanskrit, Hindi, English. Arpit, anarpit, arpitan, arpita siddhehe. It comes in Tattvartha Sutra. 5th chapter. Read the Tattvartha Sutra. You are going to read the whole. See, you have few chapters of Tattvartha Sutra in the next upcoming semesters. If you tell, I will teach the whole Tattvartha, otherwise only those chapters. So mukhya and gone. Mukhya means primary, gone means secondary. When you say the lady is a mother, that means that she is a daughter is secondary. You ignore that. That doesn't mean it is not there in her. That aspect of her existence is not there in her. When you say you are a businessman, you being a father and son is secondary in your workplace. And when you are a father in your home, you being a businessman or an entrepreneur or an employer or an employee is secondary. When you say you are in bondage, you being liberated is secondary. Or when you say you are liberated, you being in bondage is secondary. When you say you are a pure soul, the impurities are secondary in your gyan. When you say rag, dvesh are there, you being the gyan atma is secondary. That doesn't mean it is not there. It is there. You get me?
Ma'am, would that be subject to the time of application or would it be a constant phenomenon? So when we say that I am not liberated, which is that I am from Mukhya point of view, I'm talking about being bonded, and from Gaon point of view, I'm talking about being liberated. So would that be momentary, or would it be a constant?
Now, see, it is constant in Anekantvad.
Okay.
That same thing in Syadvad, it comes in the view. The liberated
Okay.
soul comes in view. The bonded soul becomes secondary. And one
Okay.
fine day, you become the liberated soul.
Okay.
The
Got it.
liberation manifests over here. The bondage drops. The bondage drops. So here it is constant. You have to make it constant over here.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Inherently, it is constant. But transcendently, we have not reached it. What is present has to become present in our Gyan.
Yeah.
And that will come through secondary gone, primary gone, secondary, primary, secondary. Keep applying,
Right.
keep applying.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So that application, when you do for 48 minutes, it is called Samaik. That application you do for 12 hours, it is called Poshan. You do it for lifelong, it is called Diksha. You do it at the time of death, it is called Sallekhna.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Understand? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Chalo. So Mukhya and Gaon. So this is the word they have used on page number 427. So this is called Vivaksha, Avivaksha, Apeksha, Lagana. So these are all divisions of your speech, not of the reality. The whole elephant is having many dimensions. But when you talk about it, you will have differences. You have to apply this Mukhya, Gaon. So as you told, no, are they there constantly or not? That same thing is told on page number 427. Ki in the subject, all are coexisting. But in your speech, in your Gyan, they have to be inferred and applied and inferred. Applied and inferred. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So that Vastu, the Vastu means the object or reality, is so powerful that it can accommodate all the Virodhi Dharma in it. So you have to have a broad horizon to understand all that and yet remain undisturbed in Samata, in equanimity, in Samaik. Okay. So all these are there in the subject since Anadikal, and they will remain for Anantakal. Keval Gyan is also permanent as well as impermanent. So all of you write down two things. All of you write down two Trinity. Are, who is chatting? Who is chatting? I don't understand why people disturb the class. It's okay. Chalo. What was I saying? Write down. Utpada. No, first write Dravya Guna Paryay. Then write Niche. Leave one line and write Utpada Vyaya Dravya. This is not Hindi. These are technical, philosophical terms. Dravya, write substance. Guna, properties, characteristics. Paryay is modifications or avastha. Paryay is modification. Now Utpada, origination. Vyaya, change. Dravya, permanence. So all of you have written? Just give me a thumbs up if you all have written.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now dravya substance. In this substance, you have to include all the 6 substances, the whole universe. Atma, atom, everything. Atma bolo, atom bolo, pudgal bolo, living thing, non-living thing, Atma, Paramatma, everything you put in this dravya. All are dravya or not? Okay. Now each dravya is having infinite gunas, properties. Gyan bhi hai, darshan bhi hai, sukh bhi hai, virya bhi hai. And they are operating through the paryay. They are operating through the modifications. And all these are now the whole reality, the dravya gun paryay. The whole thing has diverse dharma, nitya, anitya. That you have to understand through utpad, vyaya, dravya. So the paryay is utpad and vyaya. There is utpad of the paryay and vyaya of the paryay. The previous paryay, yes, Ram sir, you can go. Paryay, one paryay goes, another paryay comes. For example, a gold bangle. You had a gold biscuit. You broke the biscuit, you made a bangle. So the paryay, the form of the biscuit gone and the bangle came. So gone is vyaya, utpad is of the bangle. But did you create gold? You did not create gold. The gold was permanent. In the biscuit form also it was gold. In the bangle form also it was gold. But one paryay gone, another paryay came. What remained throughout was the dravya, dhruv, permanent gold. Now apply this on the ocean. The ocean is one reality in which there is dravya gun paryay. The ocean is one dravya. It is a mass of water. Gun of all the properties of water are there in it. And now the waves are the paryay. Now what we call it as a wave is actually a bundle of water only that is coming and going. That is coming, going, coming, going. One wave gone, another wave came. And when that wave came, it came with all the guna. All the guna that are there in the ocean are there in every drop of the ocean. In one drop of ocean, what is there in all the drops of the ocean. Okay, so there is the utpa. So when you look at the wave, it is impermanence. And when you look at the ocean, it is permanence. So you have to ignore the wave to see the ocean. So ignoring is called gone, secondary. That doesn't mean uska abhav kar do. It is not present at all. It is present, but it is secondary in my viewpoint. In the same way, when you look at the ocean, the wave becomes secondary. When you look at the wave, the ocean becomes secondary. But what is operating throughout is the gunas, the infinite gunas. So when you know one drop of the ocean with all the gunas and all the utpad, vyaya, dravya, then you know the whole ocean. Now apply the same thing on Atma. Atma is one Gyan Samudra, in which the waves of Gyan are coming and going. Okay, so when you say Gyan Samudra, at that time you have to understand there are infinite gunas. Darshan is also there, Sukh is also there, Virya is also there, Astitva, Vastutva, Dravyatva, Prameyatva, all the gunas are there. In every drop, in every pradesh of the Atma. And all of them are operating through the paryay. And these paryay are changing, anitya. But from where are these waves coming? From the Jnana Samudra, from the Atma Samudra. So that is nitya. So nitya, anitya, coexisting. It is tat. So in the Atma, every moment Gyan, Gyan, Gyan is there. It is tat swarupa. It is not ragadvesha swarupa, atat. Ragadvesha is not there in it. Atat. Then Rag Dvesh is not there in me, then karma bondage should also not there. No, you do Rag Dvesh, karma bondage is there. That time Gyan Darshan, you have not respected it. So you were not that Tat Swarupa, you became a Tat Swarupa. So you will get the fruit of that Rag Dvesh. So even though when you're doing Rag Dvesh, it is like the kachra in the ocean. वो ऊपर ऊपर ही रहता है. Oil remains on the surface of the water. It does not go into the water. So this Rag Dvesh is all like the oil spill. It is not inherently there in the water. So like that Rag, Dvesh, Karm, Kashai don't exist in me. In me means in the Jnana Samudra Atma that I am. But I did not respect this Jnana Samudra. I took to this more Rag, Dvesh, then I became that. Even though I did not completely become that. Even though I did not become, I got the fruit of it. So that complex reality it is. So even though when you are taking to Gyan, make it gone. Look at the, when you're taking to Rag, make it gone. Look at the Gyan. We have taken to Kashai, make it gone. Look at the Gyan. Okay, doesn't matter. It happened. But now look at the present. That when you look at the present, it will design a great future for you. Enlightenment will be designed or created in future. No, I did Rag and keep fretting and frowning. That means your past was bad. You're spoiling your present also. Clear, loud, simple, very simple. So, Nitya, Anitya, Eka, Aneka. So, the whole ocean is one, but there are infinite waves. Likewise, Atma is one, Gyan, but infinitely the waves of Gyan are there. So, Ek, Anek. If you see Samanya, general, what is the ocean? It is generally water. Vishesh, every wave is Vishesh, Vishesh, Vishesh. So, likewise, Atma is one. Gyan Samudra. When I say Gyan Samudra, you have to include all the other properties. Gyan, Darshan, Sukh, Virya, all. But each one, each wave of Gyan, Darshan, Sukh, Virya is Vishesh, 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 Vishesh. So Paramatma is one who has got the Pratyaksh experience of this reality and he's enjoying that reality. So he is Gyan, Ananda Swabhav and not the Karta, Bhokta of Par and Pudgal. Clear? So this is called Dravya Drishti. Look at the Dravya, ignore the Paryay. And this Paryay is of two types. Swabhav Paryay, Vibhav Paryay. When the Atma is doing more Ragdveshka Paryay, at that time the Swabhav Paryay is also operating. When the water, the waves are dancing, the Kachra is also dancing in the waves. But the Kachra does not belong to the ocean. So when in the Jnana wave, the Ragdvesh wave is also there. So then we have two dharas, Jnana Dhara, Raga Dhara. You go with the Jnana Dhara or you go with the Raga Dhara. That determines bondage and liberation. You go with Jnana Dhara, you are on the path of moksha. You go with Ragadhara, you are on the path of bondage. So now the moment you go to Ragadhara, you apply this Gyan, you visit the Gyan. Oh, I am the Gyan, I am the Gyan. Tattvamasi, I am that, I am that. I'm not this, I'm not this.
What is the other Paryay? Swabhav Paryay and?
Vibhava Paryay. Swabhav Paryay means I told you ocean, the water, the wave is the Swabhava Paryay. And along with it, some dead body is there. Some loft is there, some loft of wood is there. That also flows and comes, no? So anything that goes through the ocean is sent out through the ocean. If any dead body is there, it will go and put it on the shore. Because it is not its nature to keep it with itself. Like that, it is Atma's nature not to keep any more Ragdvesh with itself. So it takes to new rag, leaves it. Takes another rag, leaves it. Takes to one rag, leaves it. Because leaving is our nature. Being is our nature. And not taking to things, taking to them is weakness. So we are here to overcome all our weakness and become a conqueror ourselves. Clear? Am I loud and clear, dear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now I would like to tell you about my experience that I promised Saurabh sir. I'll tell you now. It's the time to tell about. Just 2-3 days back, I was just, I think it was Upvas day, and I was very much into my Swadhyay. And then as I went to bed, I just applied, okay, what I had learned. And then I applied that my body is sleeping and I'm like that Siddha Bhagwan. So my soul, I saw that it is outside the body. Not really, but in my Gyan. It's all in our Gyan only. So I just thought that I am that soul and I'm only watching that somebody, Priya, is sitting here, sleeping here. Okay? Priya is sleeping, Priya is teaching. Now I keep applying that. As I'm talking to you, I'm applying it. That somebody is sitting here and teaching, I am the one who is knowing that somebody here is sitting and teaching. Somebody is moving the hand, this, that. I am the knower and seer. I am not the doer of all this. So I don't give value to what I do and not do. I give value to what I value me being a knower and seer. So I've stopped giving value to Ragdvesh. I've started giving value to Gyan and Vitaragda. Thank you very much. Samajh mein aaya? So the more importance you give to Gyan, you're giving importance to yourself and you're giving less and less importance to Ragdvesh. So you remain peaceful, you remain blissful, you remain happy. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as I'm driving the vehicle, this will hit me. Oh, I'm a knower and seer. Suddenly I'll have a thought. Now the roads are very bad in Chennai. So anytime anything can happen. The other day I fell down and all these things. So I have to prepare myself for the great karmic uday that will come and I have to die, I have to have cancer or I have to have an accident or anything. So mentally I'm preparing myself that whatever upsarg parisha comes my way, that time will I remember this Gyayak Bhav, this Gyata Drishta Bhav. Now, no karma uday is there. Asata Vedaniya karma uday is not there. Sata Vedaniya karma is there. So it's very easy for me to talk about all this. But when the Asata Vedaniya karma uday will come, will I be able to be so peaceful as I am right now? Will I be able to be? That is the challenge. Simply talking about it and in Sata Vedaniya karma, you talk about it is no big deal. It will remain paroksh. But when it will become pratyaksh, when some upsarg comes and you come face to face with that reality and you detach with the body. See, I'll tell you one thing. Throughout our life, we have experienced ups and downs. But the time when you experience some intense pain and suffering, those moments you remember or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Those moments leave a deep impact on you. So this pain and this upsarg and this parisha are to have a deep experience of the consciousness that we are. So they are as a friend for a muni. But we are agyani, we think, we should tell Bhaktamar so that no upsarg comes, no parisha comes, no challenges come. That means you're making yourself more weak and weak and weak by telling the challenges not to come, rather than empowering yourself, you're telling the challenges not to come. So you're a weak soul. And look at Tirthankar Bhagwan ka Jeevan. They're embracing all upsarg and parisha. With what spirit they embraced? That spirit I need. Understood, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it make sense?
Yeah. Can I ask, ma'am, how long did that thought last?
I went to sleep.
Okay.
I went to sleep. It just takes
Thank
me
you,
a
ma'am.
minute, I fall asleep. And a minute in the morning, So I never even have to I just go in meditation and I'm to sleep. But that day, that thing that hit me is hitting me every moment now. I'm now what is that? What is that? I mean, just I want to focus only on that and nothing else in my life.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Focus on that means focus on discovering that through swadhyay, through tap, through dhyan, through seva, everything. I want to be with that. Now I want to be with that. That is again at the mental level. But then we have to come face to face it. Then you get that Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra, which is transcendent. So Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra are not mere practices. They are all great experiences of that innate reality, which is above all Indriya and mind and all.
Right. Yeah.
And not one but infinite Arihanta Siddha Bhagwan have demonstrated it. So when they can do it, even I can do it. They were also like me. When they can do it, even I can do it. So every moment I'm in competition with my own self. There is the enemy is within, the friend is within. Now I go with whom? If I go with the Atma, then I am Arihanta. If I go with the more Ragdvesh, then I am the Ari. I am going with the Ari. Then how can I be a worshipper of Arihanta? Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Chalo. So this was the one thing. And the second thing has to wait. You asked about something else. What was that? I should remember that question.
That was about the 4 types of vachan. Yeah.
So now I can tell about that. See, Satya is what is. You talk about it through Anekantvad Syadvad, then it is Satya Vachan. Okay, it is Satya Vachan. But when you don't apply this Syadvad, even though the truth you're talking is not the truth. It may be Vyavhar mein truth.
Okay.
It may be Mishra mein truth.
Okay.
But when you apply this Anekant, this Anekantvad is the Sat. The Syadvad is the Satya Vachan.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, got
even without, like for example, I told you, you go to the, like when you say, मैं आटा पिसाने जाता हूँ.
Yeah.
But actually आप आटा नहीं पिसा रहे हो. आप गेहूं पिसा रहे हो. तो वो असत्य वचन हो गया.
Yeah.
Does it become असत्य वचन? No.
It's Vyavhar vachan.
It is व्यवहार वचन.
Yeah.
So भले ही हम असत्य बोल रहे हैं, but वो कोई असत्य का दोष नहीं है उसमें, वो व्यवहार का वचन ऐसे ही चलता है.
Yeah.
So somewhere we mix two things and we talk that I am Rag also, I am Gyan also. ये मिश्र वचन हो गया. The same thing. See, vachan is what you're talking, but every time vachan is happening at the man level. You're talking to your own self.
Yeah.
So man and vachan के 4 भेद same हो गए.
Okay.
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 So when you go into deep meditation, even the chattering of the mind will stop. That is when the experience of the soul will begin.
Yeah.
So सारे विकल्प शांत हो जाएंगे. Vikalp means all thoughts will be arrested when you apply this Anekantvad Syadvad. Then the experience of the soul happens. Then that experience is called Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. So Dravya Drishti se the ocean is permanent. Paryay Drishti se impermanent. Dravya Drishti means looking at the, now come back to the Trinity I was talking about. The Dravya Gun Paryay, Utpad Vyay Dravya. So Utpad Vyay, origination and change, is if you look at it from the Paryay point of view. Now you take, see, I'll go to the board and teach you. Wait. 1 second. Where is the board? Why? Share. I cannot share. I can share. Yes, I can share. See, you have to look like this. Dravya, Gun, Paryay. Now this Paryay goes through Utpad and Vyay. And the Dravya is Dhruv. So when you look at this, it is called Dravya Drishti. And this is inclusive of all the gunas. That time you make the paryay secondary. This becomes primary. Then when you experience this, you get Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra. This is what Bhagwan was doing for 12.5 years. Sometimes focusing on the paryay aspect of Sat, sometimes focusing on the Gun aspect, sometimes focusing on the Dravya aspect. So Dravya Gun, this happens in Shukla Dhyan. This happens in Shukla Dhyan. Prathakatva Vitarka. Vitark means mental exercise. Prathakatva. Sometimes on Dravya, sometimes on Gun, sometimes on Paryay. Sometimes on Utpad, sometimes on Vyay, sometimes in the Jeev only. In the consciousness, in the Gyan Darshan only. All this happens. Sometimes on Gyan, sometimes on Darshan, sometimes on Sukh, sometimes on Jeev, sometimes on Paryay. He's focusing on that. And when he reaches the Ekatva Vitarka Nirvichar, he becomes one with that Dhruv, with the Gyayak Swabhav. So the Mohaniya Karma goes off. And the next moment, all the avaran that were there on it, Jnanavaran, Darshanaavaran, Antaray goes off. Now that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the Indriya, that sense also goes off. Only what remains is that I am that consciousness. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. It's
So
very
Dravya
profound
Drishti.
thing.
So Dravya Drishti say, now when Paramatma is focusing on the Trikali Dhruv Dravya, the paryayas are happening. Keval Gyan ki paryay is coming, going. And in that Keval Gyan, the entire universe is reflected. But he is not interested in it. He is not interested in the paryay. He is totally into the Dravya Drishti. You get it, dear Shobha
Yes,
madam?
ma'am.
Any doubts, please ask.
Ma'am, what did you say? Pratakartva, something happens in Shukla Dhyan?
Shukla Dhyan 4 divisions. Shukla Dhyan 4 divisions, you go and see in your
Yes.
Yoga Sadhana.
Okay.
Read them again. Prathakatva Vitarka Savichar. Ekatva Vitarka Nirvichar. Then Shukla Dhyan, then Keval Gyan happens.
Yeah.
And the last 2 aspects of Keval Gyan will happen just before going to moksha. Only, and how you reach this level of Shukla Dhyan? Through Dharma Dhyan, through Agya Vichay, Apay Vichay, Vipak Vichay, Sansthan Vichay. When the Karma Uday comes, you focus on the Dravya, you focus on the Gun, you ignore the Paryay. ये वेदनीय कर्म का पर्याय है, ये शरीर का पर्याय है, ये आत्मा का पर्याय. You focus on the आत्मा का पर्याय. And you ignore this. Headache का पर्याय, stomach ache का पर्याय.
But आत्मा का पर्याय नहीं पता है ना?
कैसे आत्मा का पर्याय नहीं है? तो वो सत नहीं है. उत्पाद व्यय द्रव्य युक्तम सत.
But पर्याय is only in guna, na, not in dravya.
See, the dravya is a embodiment of gunas, and the gunas operate through the paryay. The dravya operates through the paryay. There is no dravya without the paryay. Even in Siddha Bhagwan is one dravya, Gyayak, Trikali Dhruv Gyayak, in which the Gyan ki paryay are coming and going. And in that Gyan ki paryay, the Gye are reflected. Gyanakar, Gyayakar, they are reflected. What mechanism is happening for us is happening for them. What is happening for them is happening for us. At the conscious level, it is the same operation.
Yeah. Okay.
Understood? There is no dravya without paryay. Gold and biscuit. Can there be the gold without the biscuit form or without the ornament form? The form will always be there. Can there be an ocean without the waves? So Gyayak Samudra is with the Gyan waves. Keval Gyan waves. So each paryay of Keval Gyan is new different yet the same. The fan is running. The previous paryaya of the fan is different. The new now paryaya is different, but yet they are all the same fan. You get me, dear?
Yes, ma'am. The thing is, what the statement means is, guna is part of dravya, but the paryayas happen to the gunas, whereas the dravya stays permanent actually.
No. Yeah, the dravya is dhruv amidst the paryaya.
Yes.
The paryaya are in the dhruv dravya. All three are coexisting. Utpad, Vyay, Dravya, Dravya, Gun, Paryay, or all the 6 are there every moment.
Ma'am, how I understand is, water is H2O. That H and O never changes, and H2 and O never changes. That is dravya. Whereas it can become the property of liquid state can change into steam or to solid, to ice. That is the paryay, right? So that is so it's the property which has the paryay, whereas the basic thing of H2 and O stays the same. That's the dravya.
No. Don't understand like this. See, when you say the solid state, it is of what?
Of the water.
So water I call as dravya. It is of H2O.
Yes.
Then it is of the gunas.
Yes.
So the dravya is present in the paryay. The
Yes,
paryay is of the dravya. The paryay is of the dravya, which is not different from the gunas. So you don't have gunarthik naya. You have dravyarthik naya, paryayarthik naya. See, the dravya is one whole of infinite gunas. In water case, H2O, H and O. Now that H and O, are they different from water? Yes, they are. The water is guni and H and O are guna. Can you separate them?
No.
You cannot separate the sweetness from sugar. But sweetness is not the whole sugar. The sugar is also white. The sugar is also crystal. The sugar is also carbon. So many things are there, no?
Yeah.
So
this statement which says paryaya happens only in gunas is wrong.
No, paryaya is of the gunas which are dravya ashrit.
Okay.
In the dravya only all this is happening.
Yeah.
Likewise, in the whole universe, there is immense dynamism, dancing, operating. This is the cosmic dance which Shiva tried to present in his Nataraj pose.
Tandav. Yeah.
Tandav, no, the cosmic dance. What appears as fierce is very deep compassion. What appears as compassion is very fierce view, like that, diverse things. Okay. So Shiva here is Atma, and the peaceful nature of Shiva is the Dravya Drishti, and the Tandav of Paryay is the Paryaya Drishti. Both are coexisting. So the Tandav is nothing but of the Paryay, of the waves dancing in the ocean, of the Gyan waves dancing in. So that is why, people like to dance. They forget that they exist as a body or anything. So we are actually supposed to have that dance of spirituality, but we satisfy ourselves with these physical dances and all these things. And that dance of spirituality is ever happening, but we don't know to enjoy it. So we create these dance forms and we want to enjoy it. Because these dance forms also make us forget this material reality. That the lower I consciousness, this all it makes us forget. When we are into music and dance, we forget our worries and all these things. No, that is why people take to drugs. They want to forget this lower conscious. They just want to be. They want to get a kick, whatever it is. You understand what I'm trying to say? The spiritual people also want the kick. The material people also want. The drug addicts also want. Ultimately, everybody wants that super fine experience. But here they are going after the momentary experiences and creating more jadta and more avaran, more conditioning for the soul. And here it is a liberating experience. So the drug addicts also have a relatively liberating experience. But that is very transient, and that is all very not good for their nervous system and all these kind of things. And not good for the karmic body, which will give you more jadta, and then you go into hibernation. And hibernation, correct hai? Six months tak fir sote hi rahenge, jadta mein hi rahenge, all those kind of things. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. You ask question, then I'll be able to give you more insights, because I don't know what I'm talking. For the first time I'm talking. I have not read all this. It just, I'm able to relate with, I keep reading, so I'm able to. Even yesterday I was reading this book, Gyan Sar. Oh my God, what a book it is. What a book it is. Jinagam Sar. I just feel like leaving everything and going back to that book and reading what is there, and just and being with myself. Okay, so I enjoyed doing what I'm doing, teaching you people. Again, I'm revisiting these concepts. So you people are my upkari. आपके निमित्त से 2 hours I get good स्वाध्याय time. नहीं तो सुबह की time में कच किच blah blah blah, all those things. Okay, so I have done.
Ma'am, you take this question to the World Conference, ma'am. Does the genes belong to the body? When the body dies, they die. But how is the memory of these genes transferred to the next birth?
Through the karmic body. Yes.
Then how do we identify them and get evidence? Like, how does the scientific presence, existence of genes can be found on a karmic body?
I don't think you will reach that level. Don't think science will reach that level. Had it reached, it could have reached. But maybe some scientists down the line will design some scientific tools and infer this and tell us about this.
At least let's have an inference. At the moment, we can only infer, and let's.
Yes. But it has to be substantiated with some scientific evidence.
Correct. That's the
For
thing.
that, you need that kind of laboratories, that kind of integration of science and Jainism to happen. You know, we need scientist minds along with the Jain minds, and Jain minds with the scientific tools, you know, to have that research methodology to get a Nobel Prize for these kind of things, breakthroughs. Maybe somewhere down the line, science will hit upon it and get it. And then we'll say, oh my God, all this was there in Jainism, which we are all very good at telling, you know. Oh, ये तो हमारे Jainism में कब से लिखा हुआ है, ये तो हमारे Jainism में कब से लिखा हुआ. Yes. Chalo, class is over now. And I have taught only 1, 2, 3 pages. Whereas in my Friday class, I finished up to 7, 8 pages. Dear friends. For you people, I could do only this much. It's okay. I will go slow because English is a problem. There I read through the passages and taught them. You all look at the Friday link.
Yeah.
All of you listen to the Friday link also. Okay.
Thank you.
So anybody wants to do the Gandhar are welcome. Otherwise, I will detach. See, so many things I displayed. Who is buying what? Meri dukan. No customer. No customer today.
It's so profound, ma'am, that it's still trying to sink in. So the information's been really, it's a excellent way of putting the Gyan Swabhav and Gyanatma and how to realize the potentiality there. The take-home message for me was the Mukhya and Gaun part of it. What do we need to give primary focus and what to give the secondary focus? But it's definitely something to be meditating upon for time to come. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, anybody else? See, I really enjoy the class.
Ma'am, generally during the classes, you are pouring it loads and loads of information with the golden words. We can't immediately interpret everything in one go, ma'am. Like a cut chewing animals, we'll think during the week's time, and then, we get to know what it is exactly. Right now, we are grasping what you are saying, and then we will think about and contemplate about it during the week's time. That's how I get my doubts after 3-4 days. Otherwise, I would have asked everything during the class itself, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Put it on the group. When something you're listening to the recording again and there is one eureka moment, please share it in the group. That will help others. Those messages of yours will help others. Okay? Yeah. Chalo.
Thank you, ma'am.
My takeaway today is you said you don't need an object to gain knowledge, kind of thing. It reminds me of something that I read. Some prisoner in the darkest of dungeons. There is total darkness around in the night. And it is a poem kind of thing. And he closes his eyes and he is able to see his loved one in his mind. So there is no object there, but he is able to recall kind of thing in that dungeon also. So for us also, you don't require sensory organs to gain knowledge. You just have to look and keep, like it says now, that we have all the knowledge, but it's all covered with layers and layers of clouds. So you just have to take time to pull out that knowledge from within, and we can also become Trikali Dhruv Drishti.
That reminds me of the poem that we used to have in our Tamil Nadu trip. हम जिसे ज्ञान ज्ञान कहते हैं, मन तो इंद्रियों में है भरमाया. You all remember that poem that I sang for you people one day?
Yeah.
Yeah. What we call it as Gyan is Indriya Gyan. We have to separate it from the real Atma ka Gyan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am, on that subject.
I have a suggestion, ma'am. You should have a separate subject called spiritual psychology.
Very good. Good. Spiritual psychology. Why don't you design and send it to me? We will include it in our electives soft skill paper. I want to revise new papers and bring in. I already want to bring in Chedhala, the 6 shields of happiness, and put it. And then I want to bring Brihadaloina in the upcoming semesters.
What's that, ma'am?
Brihadalochana part. That is spiritual psychology.
Okay.
Yes, that is real spiritual psychology. We can put it through Brihadaloina. You give your inputs, we will try to incorporate it. I'm going to revise after this batch. I'm going to put new things. We can't have the same old things.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it's again old wine in a new bottle.
Ma'am, how long you will be in university, ma'am? I would like to do my PG while you are there as a HOD, ma'am.
I'm there till 2027. Okay. After that, Tata, bye-bye, and go somewhere.
Thank you, ma'am.
But I'll continue to remain a student of Jinmani. Wherever I am, I'll be studying, learning, teaching, applying. Studying, learning, teaching, applying. That's all. No other work I want.
Ma'am, before we part, can I request you to send us the link of that Shruta Gyan lecture that you had, please?
You want? I cannot send it on this group. You have to send me a message. I will send it. I don't share any other group ka details on this group.
Okay.
Or is group ka details, I will see where I have to share. I share it.
Okay.
For the admission and all, I share it. But the link of this class, I cannot share it with other class unless otherwise they ask. But we have one Friday discussion group. There we keep forwarding things, we keep changing things. You can all join that group.
We also have a Parmagam Vichar group, ma'am, that we hold classes every Sunday night. So
But this
if
is
you-
not a class. This
No,
is
no, no,
forward, forward,
yeah,
forward.
yeah. So we can share the link in there if you want it.
I don't get you.
So we all the students of this batch, we are doing a Parmagam Vichar platform as well. So
I will
that is
share
not a
it
part
with
of.
you. You can share it with the group.
Okay, thank
Just
you, ma'am.
send me a message, ma'am. Please share it. Otherwise, I'll forget.
Sure, I'll do that.
Then
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
can share it on that group. Let us not disturb the decorum of this group.
Absolutely. Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? Okay, chalo. Jai Jinendra. I have one more lecture arranged by the Australia group for the junior honors Paramagam people. I'll be talking about power of now. It is
Right.
not got to do with, see what I told you just now, no, here and now. Those little things for the little children I have to share.
Could
So
you
when is
send us
that
that link, ma'am? 26th, no? It's
Yeah. Our Prakrit time, I will send it. I'll send it
Okay.
on that. I'll send it on
Thank
that
you.
group. You can take it from.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra, ma'am.
निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शतबार. Thank you all. Stay safe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Jai Jinendra, ma'am.
And thank you, ma'am.